Hari Parshad. Sing translation zuerst, alle. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We would like to sing a bhajan, Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan. Yeah, I hope you all got the printouts of the bhajan, and maybe after each stanza you can repeat the line. And I would like to first read out the translation so that we can understand it better. So, all glories to Radha and Krishna and the divine forest of Vrindavan. All glories to the visiting deities of Vrindavan, Sri Govinda, Gopinath, and Madan Mohan. All glories to Shyama Kunda, Radha Kunda, Gita Govardhan, and the Yamuna River Kalindi. All glories to the great forest known as Mahavan, where Krishna and Balram displayed all of their childhood pastimes. All glories to Keshi Ghat, where Krishna killed the Keshi demon. All glories to Vamsi Tree, where Krishna attracted all the gopis to come by playing his flute. All glories to all 12 forests of Raja. At these places, the son of Nanda, Shri Krishna performed all of his pastimes. All glories to Krishna's divine father and mother, Nanda and Yashoda. All glories to the cowherd boys, headed by Sri Dama, and older brother of Srimati Radharani and Anga Manjari. All glories to the cows and cows of Raja. All glories to Radha's divine father and mother, Vrishabhanu and the beautiful Kirtida. All glories to Purnamasi, the mother of Sandipani Muni, grandmother of Madhumangala and Nandimukhi, and beloved disciple of Devarshi Narada. All glories to the young cowherd maidens in Braja. All glories to Gopeshwara Shiva, who resides in Vrindavan in order to protect the holy Dham. All glories to Krishna, Sunny Brahman, and Madhumangal. All glories to Ramakata, where Lord Balaram performed his rasa dance. All glories to Lord Balaram, the son of Rohini. All glories to all the residents of Vrindavan. All glories to the wives of the proud Vedic Brahmanas. All glories to the wives of the Kaliya serpent. Through pure devotion, they all obtained the lotus feet of Lord Govinda. All glories to the place where the rasa dance of Shri Krishna was performed. All glories to Radha and Shyam. All glories to the divine rasa dance, which is the most beautiful of all Krishna's pastimes. All glories to the mellow of Konyug love, which is the most excellent of all rasas and is propagated in Braja by Shri Krishna in the form of the divine Parikriya Bhava. Remembering the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda's consort, Sri Janava Devi, this very fallen and lowly servant of Krishna sings the Sankirtan of the holy name. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Nein, die andere. Kann mit einer Belange haben. Ja. Also nicht mitspielen, ich mache mit der Lunge.
Dear devotees, first we have this bhajan to bring into the Vrindavan mood, and then Prabhuji will deep dive when we start the Yeah, okay, I have it.
Die ganze Zeit. Okay, bis ich dich angucke, aber Jai das ist dann. So bei denen spielst du immer Kicken. Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna. Jaya Vrindavan, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Jaya Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda Gopi Radha Madana Shri Govinda Gopi Krishna, Jaya Padma Koriya Smaraya Shri Jana Veena Krishna Dasa Kohe Namasa Veena Krishna Dasa Kahe Namasa Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Shri Govinda Gopinath Shri Govinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki Yes. Alter, Alter. Oh mein Gott, ich fühle mich gerade so schlimm. Ich schlecht bin ich.
So please try to adjust. So maybe some more are expected, and some are stuck due to train delay. The trains are getting late, and I am getting the message that they are on the way. So we should make some little more space. So when they come, then we can adjust them.
You can also install to Prabhuji for us for our channel. इधर से बैठे इधर से बैठे इधर से जाओ इधर ले जाओ
Hare Krishna everyone. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart that you all are here today. Although it's a normal working day, and I know everybody of you are so hardworking that working very late hours, and today you are here to listen to a special guest, and this is also work that you are here today. Thank you again for joining us. And as I mentioned, some are stuck due to the train problems. The trains are there is some problem in a particular striker, particular line, and then the people are. But I think they will join soon, maybe half an hour or so. So we will have everyone. So today, actually, we are very fortunate, and especially our family, and of course all of us. We all are family, one family. And we are very fortunate that we have a very special guest. We have Prabhuji, HG Hari Parshad Prabhu with us. And this is for us a dream come true, a long dream come true, which I was not thinking that it will soon happen. But Prabhuji is so merciful, so kripalu, that he has accepted our request. Although his schedules are very tight, extremely tight. We know his schedules. And Ramananda Prabhu is also with me. He knows, he can also confirm that Prabhuji is very busy, but still he has accepted because he has a lot of love and care for all of us. And today I got a most difficult task actually. Normally when I do introduction, also other programs and all, so it is much difficulty to introduce the speaker. But today I am feeling myself difficult because I am short of words. It's not possible for me to introduce such a speaker, such a guest, such a very elevated Vaishnava. I don't have enough words. Yeah, it's like this. There is a small analogy, like there is a sparrow. She want to drink the whole ocean, and it is not possible to drink the whole ocean by a sparrow. So I am a sparrow, and Prabhuji's seva and Prabhuji's personality is like an ocean for me. But at least sparrow, she cannot drink the whole ocean, but she can take out few drops from the ocean. So I will try to take out few drops, and I will try to introduce Prabhuji. Actually, I also got a demand from many devotees to speak in Hindi, because there are many who want to listen Hindi, but because we have many more who want to listen English. And I know that all who want to listen Hindi also knows English. So you will not have any disadvantage, because during the planning of program we were discussing the language, but now we have come to a situation that if we do it in English, it's more better, because there are so many. Then we need translation, and sometimes translation is making some, not the exact translation. So that's why we will do the program in English right now. Yes, about Prabhu, as I mentioned, I will take out a few drops from this great ocean. His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu ji. He is a very, very humble and elevated disciple of His Holiness Radha Govind Goswami Maharaj. Many of you know already His Holiness Radha Govind Goswami Maharaj. Some of you may not know, so I want to also little bit talk about Maharaj. So His Holiness Radha Govind Goswami Maharaj is direct disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. And His Holiness Radha Govind Goswami Maharaj is a very, very great Vaishnava. He is a pure devotee who is distributing the love of Bhagavatam, the message of Bhagavatam throughout the world. And Prabhuji has learned Srimad Bhagavatam from Maharaj, and Prabhuji is like extending his preaching, he's extending his services, because Prabhuji is following Guru Maharaj very closely and spreading his message. And Prabhuji was born in Mumbai to a Gaudiya, Gaud Saraswat Brahmana family. And Prabhuji's parents, or Prabhuji's father and Prabhuji's grandfather, they were a very elevated devotee of Sri Rukmani Vitthal of Pandharpur. Many of you know already Pandharpur, I know, because we also discuss the Leelas of Sri Rukmani Vitthal, and some are from Maharashtra, especially also from that region. And actually, Prabhuji joined ISKCON in 2002 in Juhu, in Mumbai, Juhu. And Prabhuji also served in the ISKCON Youth Forum. And Prabhuji got a very special seva in a very, very, I will say, for me, it's a very respectable publication. This publication is called Gopal Jiu Publication. I think those who are regular visitor to ISKCON and reading this books, they know Gopal Jiu Publication. Prabhuji is serving as a assistant editor, Sahayak Sampadak. So Prabhuji Sahayak Sampadak के रोल में है गोपाल जी पब्लिकेशन में, and Prabhuji also doing a very, very special seva for ISKCON GBC. So GBC means the Governing Body Commission. It's the highest body, highest authority of ISKCON globally, which operates and manages the ISKCON, and they have a special advisory committee for Shastras, Shastric Advisory Committee, and Prabhuji is serving. There are only very, very few, identified devotees who are allowed to serve that committee, and Prabhuji is one of them, serving the Shastric Advisory Committee of ISKCON. Actually, Prabhuji also is a engineer, IT engineer, and he is a professor in a university teaching academics. So he is doing academics also in ISKCON in the Bhakti. Also, he is known as a very great Sanskrit scholar. Prabhuji learned Sanskrit traditionally. And Prabhuji is living in Mumbai with his with mother, her Grace Braj Vasini Mataji. Braj Ramani, yes. Ramani and Vasini, I always confuse. So her Grace Braj Ramani Mataji is the glorious mother of Prabhuji, and Vasumati Mataji and a son Hari. Hari was here last year in Golokadham, and they live in Mumbai. And Prabhuji is invited every year to Golokadham temple in Radhadesh. You know Radhadesh, most of you, in Belgium, not very far from Aachen. And Golokadham is a very prominent temple of Sri Radha in Germany. And after our house program, Prabhuji will travel to Golokadham. And from tomorrow, this seminar begins. Very, very great topics are being discussed there in the Golokadham. So please welcome His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu for this humble house program, and we will chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Sorry if I make mistakes. I always make mistakes.
Hare Krishna.
Are you stable? Okay.
Yeah, so the program was supposed to be in Hindi originally. We'll change it to English. But I'll speak for a minute or two in Hindi. Is that all right? Huh? At least the original purpose of the program will somehow be, I'll live up to it. आप सभी का स्वागत है, आज आप यहाँ पर उपस्थित हुए.
Can you come little early? Oh, because now we have a place here, so you can fill this place from this side, because everybody, sorry Prabhu, we can little bit organize this. So now we have a place, because everybody will come from other side, so you can circle it a little bit.
हरे कृष्ण. एक और माला है ना प्रभु जी, एक और माला है प्रभु जी को दीजिए, इनको प्रभु जी को दीजिए. हरे कृष्ण. So I'll speak for 1 or 2 minutes in Hindi, then I'll begin. Is that okay, Prabhu? Okay. We are ready?
Yes, please.
Okay. ठीक. तो आप सभी का स्वागत है आज के इस कार्यक्रम में. आप सब यहाँ पर उपस्थित हुए, आपने अपना मूल्यवान समय दिया और आप में से कई सारे जो आज अतिथि हैं बहुत दूर से भी आए हैं. इसके लिए आपको अनेकानेक धन्यवाद, अनेकानेक साधुवाद. साथ ही साथ आज हमारे कार्यक्रम के जो आयोजक हैं श्रीमान ओमकारेश्वर प्रभु और उनकी जो सहधर्मिणी है अंबिका माता जी, साथ ही साथ घर में जो उनके पुत्र पुत्री हैं सिद्धि, सृष्टि और भरत, ये समूचा परिवार है. आज इन सब ने अपने घर के द्वार खोले हैं और हमें यहाँ पर आमंत्रित करके गौरवान्वित किया है. इसलिए हम आप सबका पूरे समूचे परिवार का हृदय से धन्यवाद देते हैं, अनेकानेक साधुवाद देते हैं. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने आज यहाँ पर हमें आमंत्रित करके गौरवान्वित किया. Now since the program is in English, I'll speak something in English, dear devotees. I'm very thankful to Omkareshwar Prabhu and Ambika Mataji. Especially it is said in Shastra, Na griham griham ityahur grihini griham uchyate. 4 walls are not known as a home. It is the lady of the home who is known as the home. So whatever beauty you see in the home around you, I'm sure most of that is the contribution of Ambika Mataji. And because the home really is made beautiful by the lady of the home, and Mataji has spent so much time in preparing so much prasadam. And thank you, Mataji, for kindly opening the doors of your home. Because I've stayed in my college, I've stayed with bachelors, and there also there are 4 walls, and all of you can imagine how a bachelor's hostel is. It doesn't have the elegance of the touch of a lady, and this home has the elegance of the touch of a lady, and that is Ambika Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Technically, from the point of view of Shastra, the home belongs to the lady. The home is the lady. So Prabhuji's name might be written outside the home, but that is where his domain ends. All right. Once you enter into the home, it is Mataji's home. So I'm very, but thank you, Prabhuji, also for kindly inviting me here and kindly giving an opportunity to speak something. Dear devotees, before I begin speaking something, there is Shishta Parampara, there is tradition to perform Mangalacharan, auspicious invocations. But I'll perform very short Mangalacharan, very short auspicious invocations. And then I'll begin speaking because there is this wonderful book here, Bhagavad Gita. And I'll speak something about Bhagavad Gita because it is of utmost importance, although it is one of the most neglected books in India today, dear devotees. So I have to say something about Bhagavad Gita because people assume that they know Bhagavad Gita, but it is one of the most neglected books in India today, and therefore I have to speak something about it. The book is in front of me, so I have to give its due respect to it. But before I begin, I'd like to chant Mangalacharan, auspicious invocations. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So dear devotees, this book in front of me, it is Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavad Gita is the essential extract of all the Vedic literature that we have with us. Often in India, if you ask any person, do you know Bhagavad Gita? Rarely will a person say no, because it will hurt their ego if they say no, I don't know Bhagavad Gita. Most people will say yes, and if you ask them what is Bhagavad Gita, so they will give a one-line answer, and that answer is in Hindi. Most of you might have heard that answer. Karm karo aur phal ki chinta mat karo. Perform your duties and don't worry about the result. Well, if that was Bhagavad Gita, then Krishna could have spoken Bhagavad Gita in one verse and you would not need all the 700 verses of the Bhagavad Gita. And believe me, this one statement in the Bhagavad Gita also, most people in India know because they watched one television serial. And which television serial was that? Mahabharata. In the beginning of that Mahabharata television serial, there used to be that verse from the second chapter, 47th verse of the Gita. Karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhur ma te sangostva karmani. And this is what is imprinted in our minds. This verse is in which chapter, dear devotees? Second chapter. And how many chapters does Bhagavad Gita have? 18 chapters. My goodness, what was Krishna doing for the remaining 16 chapters? So it's a fact, dear devotees, our relationship with Bhagavad Gita is a very strange one, although it is claimed to be one of the most distributed literature in India. It is one of the most neglected literature in India. Often people keep it in their puja altar, puja sthan, and every Dashera they take it out because it is wrapped in a red cloth. So every Dashera they'll take it out and they will wipe the dust from that Gita, and then they will worship it and offer a few flowers and then put the red cloth back in and then put it only to be opened next year. So this is our yearly connection with Bhagavad Gita, dear devotees. And there is a famous Sanskrit verse in the Subhashit literature which explains this strange relationship that we have with the Bhagavad Gita. I will sing, please try to hear and repeat with me, alright? Ati parichayad avagya संतत गमनाद अनादरो भवति गमनाद अनादरो भवति मलये भिल्ल पुरंद्री चंदन तरु काष्ठम ईंधनं कुरुते ईंधनं कुरुते
Ati parichayat avagya. Too much familiarity with anything or anyone leads to disrespect. Too much familiarity with anything leads to disrespect. And anadaro bhavati. Sometimes we completely neglect even the most valuable person or the most valuable entity, like Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And an example is given, Malaye Bhilla Purandri. There is a lady who took birth in the Malay Parvat. The devotees, Malay Parvat is famous for one thing. Does anybody know what Malay Parvat is famous for? Sandalwood. There is only one type of tree that grows in the Malay Parvat, that is sandalwood. And she is born there and she has seen only one type of tree, sandalwood tree. She has not seen any other tree in her entire life. So she has grown up and she is old now. Every day she cooks food. For her cooking she uses which tree wood? Sandalwood. This, dear devotees, is her condition. So our relationship with Bhagavad Gita is also like that. That we have precious Bhagavad Gita, which is the extract of all Vedic literature. But rarely do we open the Bhagavad Gita and rarely do we try to study and understand that Bhagavad Gita within our lives. Dear devotees, it is very important to understand that there are 4 goals of human form of life. Does anybody know what are the 4 goals?
Dharma,
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These are the 4 goals of human form of life. And due to an undue focus only on Artha and Kama, only on earning money and only on fulfilling one's desires, people have lost their balance of Dharma. This is a fact in today's day and age. Therefore, when many people die, they have absolutely no idea where they are going and what is going to happen to them. They die in ignorance. And this is what is the sad reality of the world today. If only they could have properly read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, if only they could have understood the concepts of Dharma and Moksha that are taught in the Bhagavad Gita, they would have had a much more jovial life. And dear devotees, this wonderful literature, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, helps us to live a very joyous life. But unfortunately, our relationship with the Bhagavad Gita is like that relationship of the lady with the sandalwood tree. She doesn't use the sandalwood tree for any other purpose. She only uses it for cooking. That's it. So, in my childhood, my Sanskrit teacher used to tell me another analogy. That often those people who stay in Prayagraj, Prayag is Allahabad, and it is the confluence of 3 rivers, Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. Said often those who live in Prayagraj end up taking bath using tap water. So my Sanskrit teacher told me this. They take bath using tap water every day because, why, dear devotees? Because although it is the most glorious bath in the entire universe, it is just next to us, so not so important. That is the sad condition of most people in the world today, unfortunately, including especially those who are born in India. I have to say this today because it is a sad reality of our day-to-day lives. The only Bhagavad Gita verse that most individuals know is Karmanya Vadika Raste. When in fact, dear devotees, the Bhagavad Gita has how many verses? See, there is no one clear answer, The Bhagavad Gita has 700 verses. And the Bhagavad Gita begins with a particular verse. Dear devotees, please raise your hands. How many of us know the first verse of the Gita? Just raise your hands. Alright. Okay, alright. So, quite a few. And dear devotees, how many of us know the final verse of the Bhagavad Gita? Please raise your hands. Oh my goodness. Alright. So, Omkareshwar Prabhu is well brushed up on his Bhagavad Gita. But the rest of us have quite a lot of work to do. So dear devotees, I will sing the first verse of the Gita. Please repeat after me. Dhritarashtra uvacha Dharma kshetre kurukshetre Samavet समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामकः पाण्डवाश्चैव किम् अकुर्वत Sanjay. This is the first verse and I will now sing the last verse. Please repeat after me. Yatra Yogeshwarah Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanurdharah Tatra Shri Vijaya Bhute Dhruvani Tirmatir Mama. This is the first verse and the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita. Dear devotees, the first verse of the Bhagavad Gita begins with Dharma Kshetre. And Dharma Kshetre is a combination of two terms. What are the two terms? Dharma Kshetre. The first term is Dharma. And the first syllable, please repeat after me, Dhar. Dhar is the first syllable of the first verse of the Bhagavad Gita. Yes. Alright, and if you see the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita, the last term of Bhagavad Gita is Mama. And the last syllable is Ma. So the first syllable of the Gita is Dhar and the last syllable of the Gita is Ma. So the entire Bhagavad Gita itself is situated between Dhar and Ma. So the entire Bhagavad Gita itself is situated in Dharma. Bhagavad Gita itself is a Dharma Kshetra. It is the domain of the highest Dharma, dear devotees. And the entire Gita was designed to be in such a way. Dear devotees, before the battle of Mahabharat, it was decided that Kauravas and Pandavas would get together and they would try to mediate upon some peace deal. And the peace deal that Shri Krishna, who was appointed as the Shanti Doot, peacekeeper, the peace deal was that the Kauravas should agree to give at least 5 villages to the Pandavas, and those villages included Kampilya and few villages near Indraprastha. Duryodhan unfortunately did not agree to give even a single village, and Duryodhan obstinately said that I will not even give that much land which is fitting on the sharp edge of a needle, of a pointed needle. I will not even give that much land to the Pandavas. And so it was said that there would be a war. And dear devotees, when the war began, Sanjay, the speaker of the Gita, was on the battlefield as the war began, and he was on the battlefield for the first 10 days. Most of us think that Sanjay was narrating everything to Dhritarashtra as the battle was happening, but this is not the case. Sanjay was on the battlefield for the first 10 days because Dhritarashtra was confident that as long as Bhishma Dev is standing, nothing is going to happen to any of my sons. And that was a fact. As long as Bhishma Dev was standing, nothing happened to any of the sons of Dhritarashtra. On the 10th day, the arrows of Arjuna made Bhishma Dev fall on the battlefield. And as soon as Bhishma Dev fell on the battlefield, Sanjay rushed back to Hastinapur to inform Dhritarashtra that Bhishma Dev has fallen. And as soon as Dhritarashtra came to know that Bhishma Dev has fallen, at that point of time, Dhritarashtra became extremely worried for the future of his 100 sons. And at that time, Dhritarashtra asked him many questions. How did the preparations of the battle begin? What happened in the beginning? And 24 chapters later, Dhritarashtra asked, Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta, Yuyutsavaha, Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva, Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. The verbal form Akurvata is past tense. Past tense means Dhritarashtra is asking what did they do, not what they are doing right now. I hope you are able to understand. In Sanskrit, there is lat lakar, present tense. Then Then there is lit lakar for past tense, and there are various lakars, there are various cases that are used for past tense. So akurvata is a verbal form of the past tense. Uvacha, Dhritarashtra, Uvacha. Uvacha is also past tense, dear devotees. So from the beginning to the end, the entire Bhagavad Gita is narrated not in present tense, but it is narrated in past tense. Because Sanjay narrated the Gita after 10 days of the war had happened, and after Sanjay came back to Dhritarashtra and told him whatever had happened in the past. Sanjay was gifted by his guru Sri Vyasadev the ability to see all the events of the past and the present and the future, and he was able to enter into the minds of all the warriors, and he was able to know what they are thinking. Dear devotees, therefore Sanjay narrated what had happened in the past to Dhritarashtra after coming back to Hastinapur. This is how the Bhagavad Gita begins. So henceforth, dear devotees, we will remember one thing, that the Bhagavad Gita is not being narrated in present tense, it is being narrated in past tense. This is the first thing to learn about Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And in 700 verses, Bhagwan Shri Krishna acted as the Acharya of Shri Arjun, and he only acted as the Acharya, the Guru of Arjun, after Arjun surrendered to Bhagwan as Shishya. What is the meaning of Shishya? Disciple. Shishya is derived from the Sanskrit verbal root shasu. Shas means to instruct, to discipline, to chastise, to give some teaching. That is the meaning of the verbal root shas. And from that shas dhatu, from that shas verbal root, the term shishya is derived. So Arjun became a shishya, a disciple of Bhagwan, when he said, Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. He said, I am your disciple, shadi, discipline me, because I am fallen in such a difficult condition of life. And dear devotees, most of us are in this difficult condition of life because we do not know what is going to happen to us, especially after the end of this life, and therefore it is of utmost importance to us that all of us should have an understanding of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We should have that understanding. There is a very important reason for that. Most of us who have come from India have shifted from India to this particular country in Germany, or some of you may be living in nearby countries. Dear devotees, our ancestors lived for thousands and thousands of years in one place and never shifted at anywhere in their entire lives. For thousands and thousands of years, our ancestors were rooted in one place, and there were, all of you have your respective places wherever your native place is there in India. And dear devotees, most of you might be the first generation who have shifted from your place to here in Europe. And although you have shifted, dear devotees, it is very important for us to understand that this shift should not mean that the most important cultural and spiritual elements of our life we should keep behind in India. It should not happen this way. Because this is the literature which most of our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents and the generations before them studied, understood and utilized to remain happy and peaceful in their lives. And this literature teaches you about that particular truth of life which you will not find anywhere else in the world, because it is said in the Mahabharata, Yad ihasti tadanyatra yad nehasti na tat kvachit. Sri Vyasadev declares in the Mahabharata, Yad ihasti, whatever is there in the Mahabharata, tadanyatra, some of it you will find elsewhere in the world. But yad nehasti na tat kvachit, whatever is not in the Mahabharata, you will not find it anywhere else in the world. So all the teachings that are required to make human life successful, they are already present in the Mahabharata. And dear devotees, the Bhagavad Gita occurs within which literature? Mahabharata. This is the heart of the Mahabharata. So this Bhagavad Gita is within the Mahabharata. Ideally, all those who are born in India should study the entire Mahabharata cover to cover. It should be compulsory for all those who are born in India to study. Of course, for anybody in the world, they should study Mahabharata cover to cover. But especially for those who are born in India, they should study Mahabharata cover to cover because it teaches you what no school in the world will teach you. And that is, dear devotees, how to live a completely fulfilling life irrespective of the circumstances that you are in. That is what the Mahabharata will teach you. And dear devotees, a successful life doesn't mean having a good amount of money in the bank. And I'm telling you a reason for this. I'm telling you what is the traditional definition of prosperity in India. Prosperity refers to samriddhi. The technical term for prosperity is samriddhi. Sam is the prefix riddhi. Riddhi means prosperity. Sam means complete. So complete prosperity is called samriddhi. And what is the meaning of complete prosperity, dear devotees? I will tell you today. Samriddhi refers to having a big joint family together with whom you can spend your entire time. First and foremost. Samriddhi refers to having a big joint family with whom you can spend your days. Samriddhi refers to having umpteen good amount of food and good amount of resources that you can eat, drink properly and live happily with your family members. I remember in my childhood, when there were summer vacations, my father used to take me to our village, which is in Pune. And when I used to go to my village, which is in Pune, we used to have a big duplex home which was made out of cow dung, entirely made out of cow dung, dear devotees. And in that home, there was the upper floor, and the upper floor was, in the summer season, was full of mango crates. It was full of mango crates. And there used to be those, from the trees, I used to pluck mangoes with my own hands, and I used to put them in the crate so that in a few days they will ripen. And then there were so many mangoes, we were tired of eating, and then we would make juice. I remember my mother used to tell me, make juice out of it. So I used to crush mangoes with my hand and we used to make juice out of mangoes. Today I stay in Mumbai, which is a city, and dear devotees, I have to pay 1,200 rupees for one crate of mango. This is my level of happiness today. So I have to ask myself, am I happy? I may have money in my bank, because in my childhood I didn't have a bank account. And today I may have a bank account and I may have money in that bank, but I have to ask myself, am I happy? And my mind is running back to those days when I had samriddhi, complete prosperity, not just a big figure in my bank account, dear devotees. And those days are long gone, because how many of you, dear devotees, have had a childhood in the village? Please raise your hands. Alright. How many of you have ridden the bullock cart, climbed on trees, plucked fruits, had the entire village experience? How much money should be paid today to get back that experience? Tell me, I'm willing to give you that much money if you give me that experience today. So dear devotees, when we have come so far away from our roots, the ancestors who are known as Purvajas, Pitris, many generations of forefathers, they have some expectations from us. And what expectations do they have from us? The main expectation is that the cultural and spiritual roots should never be uprooted from the family. And dear devotees, the most important common cultural root amongst all families in India is this literature, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, all of us, no matter whether we are born in India or not, all of us should try to understand and learn Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And I will also today specify why those who are not even born in India should understand what is Bhagavad Gita. It's a very important thing to understand why everybody in the world is connected to Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I will speak about it today. In traditional India, it was not such a big headache to make a career. The career was already decided more or less, because you didn't have to struggle a lot for making a career. you were born in certain families and you could take over the career of the family and have a good source of income. And you could have what is samriddhi. Samriddhi is complete prosperity. And then due to various factors, this broke down, and then we humans became the only species amongst the 84 lakh species who are worried about a career. This is only species amongst all the species of life who are worried about a career. Remaining 83,99,999 species are not worried about a career because they know Bhagwan will send them something to eat every day. But it is only one species of life which is taking this headache today. And because of the artificial system of economics that has been created, so we have to find a career and try to struggle in the world outside. Dear devotees, previously, as I said, there are 4 goals of life. What are the 4 goals of life? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These 4 goals of life were very well aligned with the human form of life. Especially, the most important central aspect of Dharma, dear devotees, was one particular literature. And this literature, dear devotees, is called, please repeat after me, Veda. Veda. What is Veda? Veda is the original literature which has guided the entire humanity, not simply those who are staying in India, the entire humanity around the world since beginningless time. The original literature which helps us understand what is beyond this world and what is spiritual subject matter. Most individuals in the world are least bothered about anything beyond their immediate needs. This is the sad condition of most individuals of this world, because they understand that this life is limited, enjoy as much as possible, and then after you are dead, who knows what is going to happen. Believe it or not, this philosophy also found its way in India, and it was called Charvak Darshan. Charvak Darshan is the philosophy of the atheists, and Charvak, there is a very famous shloka, very famous verse attributed to Charvak. Rinam kritva ghritam pibet yavat jivet sukham jivet bhasmi bhutasya dehasya punaragamana kim bhavet. Rinam kritva ghritam pibet. If required, you take a loan. But yavat jivet, as long as you live, sukham jivet, live happily. If required, take a loan but live happily. Drink ghee every day, it says. Rinam kritva ghritam pibet. Take a loan but eat ghee preparations every day. Don't eat oil preparations. Eat ghee preparations every day. Yavat jivet sukham jivet. As long as you live, live happily. Bhasmi bhutasya dehasya. Once your body is destroyed, who knows what is going to happen. So even this philosophy was present in India, but most people in India would not take this philosophy very seriously. Because it is a fact that there is another birth. And those Vidwans, those scholars of Nyaya Shastra in India would inform everybody, would tell each and every person how you can see for yourselves that there is a next birth. And I will tell you how you can confirm for yourself if there is a next birth. Dear devotees, in India we have something called as Anuman Praman. Anuman means, does anybody know what is the meaning of Anuman?
Hypothesis.
Yeah, hypothesis or deduction, Estimation is called Anuman Praman. I'll give you an example of Anuman Praman. For example, if I hear a loud noise of 2 vehicles dashing against each other, but I don't see it, through Anuman I can imagine that maybe some accident has happened outside, although I might not have seen it outside. This is known as which Praman? Anuman. So the Nyaya Shastris explained that when every child takes birth, when the child is sad, it cries, and when the child is happy, it smiles. Now please answer me, has anyone taught the child to cry when it is sad or to smile when happy? Please tell me. So the Nyaya Shastris say it is based on Anuman. You can understand that all this knowledge has come from a previous life, because otherwise each and every child would act differently. Some of them would smile when unhappy and cry when happy, but this it doesn't happen like this. Based on Anuman Praman, you can easily understand that this knowledge is not a product of this particular life. The child has some previous lives attached to it. So therefore it is a fact that reincarnation or taking birth again and again is a fact of the human form of life, but only after many births of getting recycled in the material world does a person begin to get that buddhi, little intelligence. There is something wrong with what is happening. Otherwise, they are very happy in their intoxication of wealth. I hope you are able to understand. They are intoxicated with wealth. I have everything in life. And in Gita, Bhagavan says, Aham bhogi, I am enjoying. Many verses in the Gita that Bhagavan says, I am happy, I am enjoying. Such a person thinks like that only to be upset by the cruel laws of material nature. Therefore, dear devotee, it is very important to understand that if we want something which will last beyond this life, we need help from one particular source which is there to help us in matters beyond this life, and that is called as Veda. What is the name, dear devotees? Veda. And so there is a statement in Sanskrit, please repeat after me. Veda Pramanam. Veda is Praman. Veda is the authority in everything that you do in your life. Veda should ideally be the authority. So Veda Pramanam. And these Vedas, dear devotees, are having two characteristics which distinguish Vedic religion from all other religion. The first characteristic of Veda is Anadi Siddha. Anadi Siddha means there was never a time when the Vedas were composed. It has been there since the beginning of time. Since the universe began, the Vedas have been there. So this is the first distinct quality of the Vedic religion. And the second is Sarva Purusha Paramparasu. Vedic religion has originally been present amongst all human beings on planet Earth. Recently, 1500 years ago or 2000 years ago or 2500 years ago, there are other forms of religion that have come up in various parts of the world. For example, in Iran today, there is Islam, and Islam, that is we call what we call as Shia Islam. The Shia variety of Islam is there in Iran today. But if you go before the beginning of Islam, and if you go to Iran, and if you try to find out what was there in Iran before Islam came to Iran, there it was Zoroastrianism, and Zoroastrianism, they are worshippers of Agni, and most of their verses are directly taken from the Rig Veda. In fact, there was a book published which showed direct correspondence between what is given in the Jain Avesta, worship of Agni, and what is given in the Rig Veda. Dear devotees, Vedic religion is originally present throughout the entire world if you trace back 5 or 6,000 years ago. So irrespective of which country you are born in, originally you are a follower of the Veda. There is no doubt about this. Maybe 1500 or 2000 or 2500 years ago, some newer forms of religion came up, and we have respect for all forms of religion, but we should not deny the fact that the original religion which is there present throughout the entire world, Sarva Purush Paramparasu, is Veda. So all of us are children of that Vedic religion, dear devotees. And it is only the Vedic religion which can bring all individuals under one umbrella, because only the Vedic religion says Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Let everybody become happy, even those who do not believe in the Vedas, let them also become happy. This broad-minded vision is present only with Vedic culture, and dear devotees, today the essence of that Vedic culture is present in the form of this Bhagavad Gita. Sri Vyasadeva, when he saw that Vedas are becoming very difficult to understand, Sri Vyasadeva divided that one Veda into how many? 4. And when he divided that one Veda into 4, he still saw that most individuals are still unable to understand that Vedas. Therefore, he composed in a story format some history that could be easily understood by everybody, by which they can walk on the path of dharma. That history compiled by Sri Vyasadeva in 1 lakh verses was Mahabharata. And the Mahabharata is the distilled essence of all the four Vedas for all of us to understand. And the condensed heart of the Mahabharata is which literature? Bhagavad Gita. It is the only place where Bhagwan is giving a direct series of instructions acting as an acharya within the entire Mahabharata. So this Bhagavad Gita is the place where Bhagwan himself has spoken something. There are many other places in the Mahabharata where Bhishma Dev is speaking, Yudhishthir is speaking, many other people are speaking. Bhagwan usually speaks one or two statements and keeps quiet. But when Bhagwan was asked to become the Acharya and give a set of instructions, Bhagwan ended up speaking this particular literature. And so this literature is the extract of Sri Mahabharata, and it's that literature which each and every one of us should understand. There are three subject matters described primarily in the Bhagavad Gita. Please repeat after me. Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. These are three primary subject matters described in the Bhagavad Gita. Can anybody tell me what is Brahma?
God of creation, the impersonal aspect of the supreme truth.
The impersonal aspect of the Supreme Truth. Yes, Prabhu, you said something?
Creator.
Creator. Yes. All pervading. Wonderful. So, I will tell you what is Brahma, what is Paramatma, what is Bhagavan. Please hear carefully, because this what I am going to speak is coming from the authentic Shastras, and it is from the authentic Upanishads, dear devotees. Please hear carefully. There are few people in the world who desire to know what is the absolute truth, what is the supreme entity in this universe, and the Shastras, they give three answers to that. The three answers are Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Alright, we will remember these three names. What are the three names? Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Please tell me, the absolute truth should be three or should be one? One. Then why does Shastra say that absolute truth is three? Actually, the absolute truth is one. But because different people perceive the absolute truth in different ways, different people give different names to that same one absolute truth. So that one absolute truth gets three names: Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan, although the absolute truth is originally one. Now I'll tell you something about what is Brahma. There are some people who want to know the absolute truth, but they don't want anything to do with this world. They don't like any form and shape. They don't want the absolute truth to have any shape or any form whatsoever. According to them, the absolute truth is all pervading. It is present everywhere. It is present within you. It is present within me. It is present between both of us. It is present outside us. It is present everywhere in the world. Does it have a form? Please tell me. Does it have touch, taste, sight, smell? No attribute can be given to it. There is only one thing that Brahma does. It exists. I hope you are able to understand. What does Brahma do? It exists. That is what it can do. It is present everywhere, but we cannot realize it very easily. Why can't we realize it? Because just as fishes in an ocean cannot understand what is water. I hope you are able to understand. Why? Because everywhere around the fish, what is present? Water. Inside the fish, what is water? Most of the body of the fish is using what? Water. And therefore, the fish in the water cannot easily understand what is water, because everywhere around it there is water, including its own self is made using water. Similarly, we cannot understand what is Brahman, because everywhere around us there is Brahman. Between both of us there is Brahman, including our entire self is also resting on what? Brahman. This is what is Brahma. You cannot taste it, you cannot touch it, you cannot feel it, you cannot have any perception of it. This impersonal aspect of the truth is available only to those who want to perceive the absolute truth in this impersonal way. That is known as Brahma. Now, there are some other personalities who wish to know the absolute truth, but they want to have a form. They want to see the absolute truth with a form. Now, for them, the absolute truth takes forms. And there are two forms. There are some who want to see the absolute truth only within their heart. For them, the form that the absolute truth takes is Paramatma. And then there are those who wish to see the absolute truth in its original form. And the original form of the absolute truth is known as Bhagavan. So, actually, the absolute truth has only one name, and that name is Bhagavan. But because of differences of perception, the absolute truth becomes denoted as Brahma, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. Those who see Bhagavan only as Paramatma, there are some people who will refer to the absolute truth only as Paramatma, and whenever they refer to the absolute truth, they will say Paramatma. But Paramatma is localized at one place. Where is Paramatma localized? Heart. So is the absolute truth present only within the heart, or is the absolute truth present everywhere? Everywhere. So, to call the absolute truth as Paramatma is good, but the complete understanding of the absolute truth is that the absolute truth is Bhagavan. And that Bhagavan took the form, his original form is Sri Krishna, and that Sri Krishna, he spoke. In the Bhagavad Gita, he said, Brahmano hi pratisthaham. I am also the basis of the impersonal Brahma. The impersonal Brahma is resting upon me. That is what Sri Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita. There are so many verses in which Sri Krishna discusses Brahma. In the 12th chapter of the Gita, Arjun asks Krishna, what is easier, to meditate on the impersonal Brahma or to worship personal Bhagavan? And Krishna's conclusion is given in the 12th chapter itself. Krishna says it is very difficult to understand the impersonal Brahman, because to understand something which has no form, no shape, no sight, no touch is very difficult for those who are trying to progress on the path of Brahma realization. And the easiest path to attain the highest form of the absolute truth is through bhakti, and the highest form of the absolute truth is Bhagavan. Dear devotees, this is what is the difference between Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Brahma is without any material attributes, doesn't have any form, shape, sight, smell, touch, and is all pervading. It is amongst all of us. The Upanishad says something. I will speak from the Upanishads. Please repeat after me. Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. Upanishad says Sarvam Khal Idam Brahma. Everything here is Brahman. Everything is Brahma. Sarvam Khal Idam Brahma. Everything is Brahma. But just because everything is Brahma, can you form a relationship with anything and worship it as the absolute truth? It becomes very difficult. Somebody say God is in everything. Nowadays in India there is a philosophy. God is in everything. So you can also worship this flower as God. And you can consider this flower as God. Dear devotees, this is a mistaken idea. God, if you want to understand God as Brahma, it is not the flower, it is beyond the flower, it is the supporting underneath substratum of the flower, not the flower, dear devotees. That flower technically is Maya. What is the flower? Maya. So instead of worshipping Brahma, you might end up worshipping what? Maya. Brahma doesn't have a form. Please try to understand. Brahma doesn't have a form. Brahma doesn't have a particular shape, sight, touch, etc. What you are calling as Brahma is actually Maya. Therefore, it's very important to understand that those people who say God is present everywhere and we can worship God in any particular form, they are mistaken, because worship of Bhagavan should be done according to the authorized Shastras, and Bhagavan has specific forms. Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Vaman, Ram, Nrisimha, Krishna, all these are forms of Bhagavan, and these are the authorized forms according to Vedic literature. And if you go to any temple in India, you will find this. They will not just make a murti of Bhagavan like a flower. I hope you are able to. What you go there? Why Bhagavan is there? You can see Bhagavan in anything. Why didn't you make a murti, a random murti? No, because the pujari has more sense. He understands that Bhagavan has fixed forms which are given in Shastra, and those are the forms that are supposed to be worshipped, dear devotees. So please try to understand this Bhagavad Gita is the essential message of all the Shastras, and the best thing we can do is to study this Bhagavad Gita from an authorized source. There have been many authoritative commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita in the Sanskrit language previously. I will tell you how many authoritative commentaries there have been in the Sanskrit language. I will give you a list of the names of commentators from the Sanskrit language. Dear devotees, the earliest commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, earliest Sanskrit commentary on the Bhagavad Gita is by Sri Adi Shankaracharya. Earliest available commentary on the Bhagavad Gita is by Sri Adi Shankaracharya. Previous to him also there were many commentaries, but those commentaries are not to be found today. The earliest available commentary is by Sri Adi Shankaracharya, but that commentary highlights only the Brahma aspect of the absolute truth. Then there are commentaries by Sri Madhvacharya, Sri Ramanujacharya, Sri Sridhar Swami, Sri Nilkant, Sri Vallabhacharya. Then there are commentaries by Sri Purushottam. Then there are commentaries by Sri Keshav Kashmiri, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti, Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan. All of these commentaries are in the Sanskrit language. If you calculate the number of Sanskrit commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita, it will exceed more than 100, dear devotees. Available commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita. And because most people today do not speak or do not understand the Sanskrit language, it should be a fact that most Indians should learn to speak or understand, at least understand the Sanskrit language. Sanskrite eva vaktavyam yataha Sanskrita eva Bharatvarshasya moola bhasha bhavati. Tatrapi Sanskrit bhashayaha jnanam yatra nasti tatra Sanskrit bhashayaha Bhagavad Gitayaha cha jnanam adya vayam na gyatum shaknumah. Because today we are not able to understand Bhagavad Gita properly because we do not have knowledge of the original languages of the Gita. Therefore, it is very important that we should study at least through some translation of the Gita. Alright? And there are many authoritative translations available, and an authentic translation from the Bhakti Yoga point of view is Bhagavad Gita as it is. So this Bhagavad Gita as it is a very authentic translation which tells you, because translations can give you the Brahma point of view, the Paramatma point of view, or the Bhagavan point of view. This particular translation gives you what is the easiest method to achieve the highest realization, that is the Bhagavan point of view, through the practice of Bhakti Yoga. So I sincerely hope and I request all of you that you please take this literature very seriously and that you make your life successful by reading and understanding the Bhagavad Gita. Prathame narjita vidya, dvitiye narjitam dhanam, tritiye narjitam punyam, chaturthe kim karishyati. Prathame narjita vidya. In the first quarter of life, we did not study Bhagavad Gita. Dvitiye narjitam dhanam. In the second quarter of life, if we did not properly earn samriddhi, complete prosperity. Tritiye narjitam punyam. In the third quarter of our life, if we did not properly achieve punya, piety, chaturthe kim karishyati. What will we do in the final quarter of our life, dear devotees? Therefore, it's very important that we, whatever stage of life we are in, let us invest some time every day in understanding what is the absolute truth. Devoid of a life of the absolute truth, sahitya sangeeta kala vihina, sakshat pashuh puchha vishanahina. Devoid of this literature, devoid of music, arts, a person becomes a two-legged animal, sakshat pashu, puchha vishanahina. Only difference is such a two-legged animal doesn't have a tail and horns. That's the only difference, dear devotees. Therefore, let us live up to the human form of life. If Bhagavan has given us the human form of life, then let us make good use of it. And most of us who have come from India, we should understand that for thousands and thousands of years, our ancestors studied this particular literature, understood it through various commentaries, and we should also make an attempt to understand through various commentaries. In the first chapter of the Gita, Arjuna is very much worried what will happen if all these elders die. One of the concerns of Arjuna in the first chapter of the Gita is if all these elders die, then who will pass on the relevant cultural and spiritual samskars to the next generation? Dear devotees, I'll tell you one very simple fact which most of our parents might have taught us in the childhood. Every day we should take a bath in the morning, isn't it? Who told us?
Parents.
And who told the parents? And who told their parents? And originally it comes from the Vedas. Imagine if today we give up our connection with the Vedas, and in a few generations the children start asking, why should I take a bath every day? Very simple question they might ask, why should I take a bath every day? So it's a very important thing to understand that we are especially at a very precarious position of our life, and we should take it very seriously by understanding this most important of all literatures. All right, so I am very thankful to you that you kindly gave your time and that you kindly heard what I had to say. Do we have some time for queries or reflections? All right, so thank you very much. Yadatra skalitam kinchit vidvamsah purayantu tat yadatra saushthavam kinchit tat gurorev me nahi yadatra skalitam kinchit. If there is anything mistaken in what I said, vidvamsah, you are learned individuals, purayantu tat, please try to correct any mistakes. Yadatra saushthavam kinchit, if there is anything nice that you heard, please remember tat guroreva, it belongs to my gurujanas, me nahi, it doesn't belong to me. Thank you very much for kindly being present here today, and I once again would like to thank Omkareshwar Prabhu, our kind host, and Ambika Mataji, and the entire family, Srishti, Siddhi and Bharat, and all the extended family of devotees and the extended family of all the wonderful guests who have arrived here today. Thank you so much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. So, if there is some time for Q&A, if somebody wants to ask, yes.
Hare
Thank you.
Thank you for a wonderful lecture, Prabhuji. I have just one humble request. Many of the devotees are not able to understand the whole lecture in English. If possible, only the extract of the lecture, Brahma Tattva, Paramatma and Bhagavan. If you can give enlightenment in Hindi just for 3 to 5 minutes.
So parents are also
Okay.
That would be very great.
तो ये जो भगवत गीता है, इस शास्त्र में 3 मुख्य वस्तुओं का प्रतिपादन किया गया है. उन 3 मुख्य वस्तुओं को हम जो कहते हैं, वो 3 नाम है. मेरे पीछे पीछे दोहराइएगा. ब्रह्म, परमात्मा, भगवान. ब्रह्म किस वस्तु को कहते हैं? संसार में जो लोग इस संसार से जिनका जी उब गया है, क्योंकि जिन्हें पता चल गया है पुनः पुनः जन्म और मृत्यु के चक्कर में फंसे रहने से कुछ नहीं लाभ होगा, उन जिनको अध्यात्म में रुचि है, उनके लिए भगवत गीता नामक शास्त्र ये महौषधि के रूप में उपस्थित हुई है. और श्री भगवत गीता में ब्रह्म, परमात्मा तथा भगवान, इन तीनों के विषय में गहन चर्चा की गई है. ब्रह्म, परमात्मा और भगवान ये जो शाश्वत सत्य है, इसी के 3 नाम हैं. और वास्तव में शाश्वत सत्य 3 होने चाहिए या 1 होने चाहिए? एक ही होने चाहिए. यदि शाश्वत सत्य एक है तो उसको 3 नामों से क्यों हम कहते हैं? उसका कारण यह है कि भले ही शाश्वत सत्य एक हो, किंतु भिन्न भिन्न दृष्टिकोण से लोग उसी एक शाश्वत सत्य को देखते हैं. और जिस प्रकार से किसी वैदुर्य मणि को भिन्न भिन्न दिशाओं से देखने पे उसकी छटा रंगों की अलग अलग दिखाई देती है, उसी प्रकार एक शाश्वत सत्य को भिन्न भिन्न दृष्टिकोण से देखने पर उसके नाम भिन्न भिन्न पड़ जाते हैं. तो कुछ लोग उसको कहते हैं ब्रह्म, कुछ लोग कहते हैं परमात्मा, कुछ लोग कहते हैं भगवान. जैसे सूर्य को कुछ लोग कहते हैं सूर्य, कुछ लोग कहते हैं सन. आप समझ रहे? हाँ, उससे वो वस्तु नहीं बदल जाती, पर उसका नामकरण भले ही अलग अलग कर दिया गया हो. ब्रह्म किस वस्तु का नाम है? वही शाश्वत सत्य जब बिना किसी शक्ति के उपस्थित होता है, और वो ऐसे साधक के हृदय में उपस्थित होता है जो साधक उस शाश्वत सत्य को बिना किसी नाम रूप के जानना चाहता है. साधक में ही इच्छा नहीं है कि शाश्वत सत्य का कोई नाम रूप होना चाहिए. तो जब कोई ऐसा साधक होता है जिसको शाश्वत सत्य में कोई नाम रूप वैचित्री इत्यादि नहीं चाहिए, कुछ विचित्रता, कुछ वेरीगेटेडनेस, कुछ वैरायटी नहीं चाहिए, तब उस साधक के समक्ष वही शाश्वत सत्य ब्रह्म भाव से ब्रह्म रूप नहीं कह सकते, क्योंकि ब्रह्म का कोई रूप नहीं होता, ब्रह्म भाव से प्रकट होता है. अब ब्रह्म ये भाव है, ब्रह्म सर्वत्र व्याप्त है, ब्रह्म आपके भीतर है, हमारे भीतर है. इसलिए तत्वमसि अहम ब्रह्मास्मि सर्वम खल्विदम ब्रह्म इत्यादि उपनिषद के वाक्य कहे गए. साथ ही साथ जिन साधकों को शाश्वत सत्य चाहिए लेकिन केवल अपने हृदय के अंदर उस शाश्वत सत्य की प्रतीति करनी है, उनके लिए शाश्वत सत्य उनके हृदय के अंदर भी प्रतीत होता है. और शाश्वत सत्य को क्या नाम पड़ जाता है? परमात्मा. और जिनको शाश्वत सत्य का वास्तविक स्वरूप देखना है, शाश्वत सत्य कैसा है और उन शाश्वत सत्य का संपूर्ण धाम कैसा है, उनके सामने शाश्वत सत्य अपने संपूर्ण धाम, अपने संपूर्ण नाम के साथ प्रकट होता है, और उस मूल रूप शाश्वत सत्य का नाम होता है भगवान। तो ब्रह्म, परमात्मा और भगवान ये एक ही शाश्वत सत्य के 3 नामकरण हुए हैं, क्योंकि साधकों की दृष्टि भिन्न भिन्न होती है। उसी प्रकार से भिन्न भिन्न दृष्टि के कारण उसी एक शाश्वत सत्य को भिन्न भिन्न नाम पड़ जाते हैं। इसी कारण से एक ही शाश्वत सत्य को 3 नाम मुख्य रूप से शास्त्रों में बताए गए हैं। अन्य धर्मों में भी, क्रिश्चियनिटी, इस्लाम इत्यादि में भी, जिसको गॉड कहते हैं या जिसको अल्लाह कहते हैं, उसमें वही बात है जो ब्रह्म में है या परमात्मा में है। आप समझ रहे, कोई भिन्न उसमें और कुछ नहीं है, और कुछ अलग नहीं है उसमें, क्योंकि जो बोला है महाभारत में यदि हास्ति तद अन्यत्र, जो महाभारत में है वो सब जगह है, जो महाभारत में है वो कहीं नहीं मिलेगा आपको, ऐसी बात है। ये बात हमें समझनी चाहिए। तो हम भारतीयों का कर्तव्य ये है कि जब हम यहाँ इतने दूर आ गए हैं, कदाचित हम में से कई पहली पीढ़ी है जिन्होंने अपनी जड़ उखाड़ ली है भारत में से और यहाँ पर उपस्थित हुए हैं। तो जिन्होंने अपनी जड़ उखाड़ ली है भारत से और यहाँ पर उपस्थित हुए हैं, जब देखिए कोई पेड़ यदि उसकी जड़ उखड़ जाए और वो उसे किसी दूसरे मिट्टी में आपको लगाना पड़े, आप मुझे बताइए वो आसान होता है कि कठिन होता है? बहुत कठिन होता है। कदाचित बहुत सारे वृक्ष वहां पे पनप नहीं पाते यदि आप एक जगह जड़ उखाड़ के किसी दूसरी जगह पे आप उसको लगा दो तो। पर उस वृक्ष को बहुत आवश्यकता होती है कि उसमें खाद डाली जाए, उसमें उसको पानी दिया जाए, उसको सूर्य का प्रकाश मिले, उसे सब कुछ मिलना चाहिए। इसलिए नितांत आवश्यक है कि हम हजारों वर्षों तक जब हमारे पूर्वज एक ही स्थान पर रहे और हमारी पूरी धार्मिक सांस्कृतिक जो हमारी विरासत है उसके साथ हम यहाँ पर हम अपने आप को रखें। क्योंकि बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजें होती हैं, जैसे रोज नहाना चाहिए, ये भी हमको पूर्वजों से धरोहर मिली है, और वही कुछ समय के बाद यदि हम अपने अगली पीढ़ी को नहीं देंगे और अपनी पूरी धार्मिक सांस्कृतिक विरासत यदि नहीं देंगे तो हमारे लिए बहुत कठिन हो जाएगा। मैं एक बात जानता हूँ कि हर बार धर्म की दुहाई देकर रोना बहुत बुरी बात है, आप समझ रहे ना। मैं वो धर्म की दुहाई नहीं दे रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, ये वो काम नहीं हो रहा है यहाँ पे कि धर्म की दुहाई दे रहे, धर्म को तुम नहीं बचाओगे तो कौन बचाएगा, ये वो वाला काम नहीं है। धर्म को भगवान स्वयं बचाएंगे, क्योंकि यदा यदा ही धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्। तो भगवान स्वयं धर्म को बचाएंगे, इसलिए नाम सनातन है, इसको कोई खत्म नहीं कर सकता। ये बात शाश्वत सत्य है। पर यदि हम धर्म में अपना योगदान देंगे तो उसका पुण्य लाभ हमें होगा, ये हमारे लिए ये अवसर है। ये नहीं कि हम नहीं बचाएंगे तो धर्म नहीं बचेगा, हम नहीं बचाएंगे तो भी धर्म बचेगा। धर्म वो है जिसको बचाने के लिए साक्षात कौन उपस्थित होता है? भगवान स्वयं उपस्थित होते हैं। इसलिए इस विषय में हमें कोई चिंता नहीं है। हमें चिंता इस विषय की है कि जो भारतवर्ष से दूर आ गए हैं उनको अपने धर्म के विषय में जागरूक होना चाहिए और सचेत होना चाहिए। इसी कारण से भगवत गीता को प्रतिदिन बहुत गहन अध्ययन करके उसको पढ़ना चाहिए, उसको अन्यों को भी पढ़ाना चाहिए। और वास्तव में अपनी अगली पीढ़ी को जब तक हम भगवत गीता का संपूर्ण ज्ञान न दे दें तब तक हमें ये नहीं समझना चाहिए कि हमने वास्तव में माता पिता का दायित्व निभाया है। यहाँ पर इस जगत में, पाश्चात्य जगत में अर्थ बहुत अच्छा है। अर्थ का मतलब समझते हैं ना? हाँ, पैसा बहुत अच्छा है, पर अर्थ में और समृद्धि में भारी अंतर होता है। पैसे में और समृद्धि में बहुत अंतर होता है। एक बड़ा परिवार होना, परिवार के साथ रहना, एक ही घर में रहना, सबके साथ मिलके उठ बैठ कर खाना, ये इसको समृद्धि कहते हैं। और केवल बैंक बैलेंस में मोटी रकम होना, इसको पैसा कह सकते हो आप। और पैसा जिसके पास होगा उसके पास समृद्धि है, इसे कोई जरूरी नहीं है। तो ये बहुत आवश्यक है कि हम अपनी अगली पीढ़ी को ये भी समझाएं कि केवल पैसे से काम नहीं चलता, समृद्धि भी कोई चीज होती है। आप समझ रहे? समृद्धि क्या होती है? अपना पूरा परिवार होना, सब तितर बितर ना होना, अपना पूरा परिवार होना, एक साथ होना, एक साथ रहना, एक साथ खाना पीना, एक साथ भगवान का भजन सीखना, ये इसको कहते हैं समृद्धि। और पैसा भले ही बहुत सारा हो, यदि समृद्धि ना हो तो श्रम एव ही केवलम, पूरा जीवन श्रम हो गया, कुछ उसका लाभ नहीं हुआ। तो ये हमें समझना चाहिए। तो क्षमा कीजिएगा, हमारी वाणी थोड़ी कठोर है, लेकिन हमें कहना पड़ता है कुछ है ना, क्योंकि ये आज यदि हम नहीं कहेंगे तो हम इस जो गद्दी है उसके साथ हम न्याय नहीं करेंगे। तो हमको गद्दी दिया गया बोलने के लिए, तो हम उसके साथ न्याय करना चाहते हैं। इसलिए हम कह रहे हैं यहाँ पर कि आज यदि आप सब जाएं तो इतना ध्यान रख के जाइएगा कि आज आप जहाँ पर भी हैं, आखन में रह रहे हैं, आसपास रह रहे हैं, आपके पास ये जगह है जहाँ यहाँ आकर आप आध्यात्मिक लाभ उठा सकते हैं। आसपास में मंदिर है, गौरदेश मंदिर कितना दूर है यहाँ से?
40 मिनट्स।
40 मिनट दूर है यहाँ से। तो जो भी हो सके अपने समूचे परिवार को जोड़िए, जोड़ के रखिए, नहीं तो एक दो पीढ़ी के बाद बच्चे पहचान नहीं पाएंगे कि हमारी आइडेंटिटी क्या है, हम कौन है। ये तक बच्चों को समझ नहीं आएगा कि हम कौन है, हमारी भाषा क्या है, हमारी भूषा क्या है। हाँ? एक भगवत गीता में एक शब्द इस्तेमाल किया गया, संकर, वर्ण संकर। संकर का अर्थ होता है दो चीजें मिलनी नहीं चाहिए उनका मिल जाना, उसको संकर कहते हैं। जैसे तेल और पानी का मिश्रण को क्या कहेंगे आप? संकर कहेंगे। तो जो व्यक्ति भारतवर्ष में जन्मा है, उसको भारत का वातावरण, भारत के पेड़ पौधे, भारत का खान पान, उसके लिए भगवान ने बनाया था। अब आप दूसरी जगह पर आ गए तो एक प्रकार का संकर हो गया। क्या हो गया? एक प्रकार का संकर। शंकर अलग होता है, वो भगवान शिव जी है। एक इसको कहते हैं संकर। संकर मतलब एक ऐसा मिक्सचर हो गया जो दो चीज जो एक दूसरे के साथ जमती नहीं है, ऐसा हो गया। आप समझ रहे? इसको संकर कहते हैं। क्या क्या संकर हुआ बताता हूँ। भाषा संकर, जो आप घर पे भाषा बोलते थे और जो यहाँ भाषा बोल रहे हो, वो भाषा समान है या अलग है? अलग है। हाँ, तो वो भाषा आज अलग हो गई है, तो संकर जो है वहां पर भाषा का संकर होगा। अच्छा, दूसरा भूषा, वेशभूषा वही है जो आप घर पे पहनते थे, वेशभूषा अलग हो गई है? अलग हो गई है। हाँ, घर पे जैसे भारत में पहनते थे वो वेशभूषा अलग है, यहाँ पे वेशभूषा अलग है। तो भूषा का संकर हो गया, भाषा का संकर हो गया। खान पान वैसा ही है जैसे भारत में था या थोड़ा अलग हो गया है? अलग हो गया। तो भोजन भी संकर हो गया। अब समझ रहे? तो भाषा संकर हो गया, भूषा संकर हो गया, भोजन संकर हो गया। कुछ साल के बाद एक दो पीढ़ी को यदि समझाएंगे नहीं तो वो पीढ़ी बोलेंगे हम कौन है। आप समझ रहे? हमारा जो अस्तित्व है, आइडेंटिटी है, वो क्या है, तो ये पूछना ना पड़े। आज हमको पता है हम भारतीय हैं क्योंकि हमारे पूर्वज हजारों साल से भारतीय थे। पर यदि हम अपने अगली पीढ़ी को नहीं बताएंगे तो वह बहुत कठिन हो जाएगा। और वो बताने के लिए सर्वोत्कृष्ट शास्त्र जो है वो ये भगवत गीता है। इसका नित्य अध्ययन करना चाहिए और विशेष रूप से प्रत्येक भारतीय ने समूची महाभारत पढ़नी चाहिए। मैं आपको आज करबद्ध प्रार्थना करता हूँ। कर बांधना मतलब समझते हैं ना? मैं महाराष्ट्र से आता हूँ। हमारे महाराष्ट्र में हर चीज के आगे कर जोड़ते हैं। जैसे आगरकर, तेंदुलकर, आप समझ रहे हो? हर चीज के आगे हम क्या जोड़ते हैं? कर जोड़ते हैं। तो मैं जैसे हमारे सरनेम में कर जोड़ते हैं, वैसे मैं आपके आगे कर जोड़ता हूँ और मैं कहता हूँ कि कृपया समूची महाभारत और भगवत गीता का नित्य अध्ययन कीजिए, वरना मनुष्य जन्म बहुत कठिन हो जाएगा। हमारे लिए तो होगा ही, हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ी को हम किस अंधकार में ढकेल रहे हैं उसका हम अंदाजा नहीं लगा सकते। इसलिए मैं बहुत आपसे विनय पूर्वक प्रार्थना कर रहा हूँ कि आप इसको गंभीरता से इस विषय को लें और इस पे जो है गंभीर विचार करें। यहाँ मंदिरों में आए और अपनी अगली पीढ़ी को भी समझाएं और जब हो सके तो अपने गांवों से जोड़ के रखें अपने पीढ़ियों को। ठीक है, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सबका। हरे कृष्णा। ठीक है, आपका हो ठीक है। और कोई जी?
हाँ जी, बहुत व्याकुलता था आपके शब्दों में, महानता थी, बहुत बड़ा विचार था, हमें सफल हो गए। लेकिन इसमें एक सवाल है मेरा
जी।
ये प्रश्न ऐसा उठता है जैसे कि हम पूछते हैं, आपने बताया बहुत विस्तार से कि भगवान भी और आपने ब्रह्मा जी को और बाद में परमात्मा भी बताया, तो ये भी एक फॉर्म दो हैं जो ब्रह्मा के, लेकिन नाथन ये भी उधर ही आता है, फॉर्म में आता है भगवान के, या उसको अवतार कह सकते हैं या कोई और शब्द कह सकते हैं। ये एक सब्जेक्ट है। और दूसरा, जैसे कि ब्रह्मा आपने बोला, तो हम जानते हैं ब्रह्मा तो ब्रह्म है और विष्णु और महेश भी हैं जो पालता है और जो नष्ट करता है। और इसका जो वैसे कि त्रिमूर्ति हम देखते हैं तो एक ही समान में रहते हैं। इसमें थोड़ा
जो आप ब्रह्मा कह रहे हैं वो अलग होता है और जो मैं ब्रह्म कह रहा था वो बहुत अलग बात है। आदि मात्रा का फर्क भी संस्कृत व्याकरण में बहुत घातक होता है, समझ रहे हैं? ऐसा है, आदि मात्रा के फर्क से दुनिया बदल जाती है।
अच्छा, तो फिर ब्रह्म में आप
ब्रह्म किसको कहते हैं?
जो बिल्कुल
हाँ, उसको ब्रह्म कहते हैं। ठीक है, एब्सोल्यूट बोल दिया आपने, मतलब आप थोड़ा समझ गए। और जो ब्रह्मा है वो इस सृष्टि के सृष्टि करता है, चार मुख वाले, उनको ब्रह्मा नाम गिरा है। तो मूल शब्द वही है ब्रह्मन। क्या मूल शब्द है? ब्रह्मन। नकारांत शब्द, न में अंत होता है। तो मूल शब्द ब्रह्मन, पुल्लिंग में हो जाता है ब्रह्मा। क्या हो जाता है? ब्रह्मा। और नपुंसक लिंग में हो जाता है ब्रह्म। आप समझ रहे, क्योंकि भारत में सिखाया होगा स्त्रीलिंग, पुल्लिंग, नपुंसक लिंग। हाँ, आगे के बच्चों को सिखाइएगा, आप समझ रहे, तो सिर्फ स्त्रीलिंग पुल्लिंग में अटके रह जाएंगे। ठीक है, तो स्त्रीलिंग, पुल्लिंग, नपुंसक लिंग होता है। तो पुल्लिंग में होता है ब्रह्मा, नपुंसक लिंग में होता है ब्रह्म। और ब्रह्मा एक पूरा अलग व्यक्ति का नाम है, और ब्रह्म ये शाश्वत सत्य का नाम है। तो ब्रह्मा जिनको कहते हैं वो चतुर्मुख वाले, जिन्होंने सृष्टि का निर्माण किया है, जो भगवान श्री विष्णु से उत्पन्न हुए थे कमल पर, उनका नाम है ब्रह्मा। और ब्रह्म जो है वो शाश्वत सत्य का निर्विशेष निराकार रूप है, उसको कहते हैं ब्रह्म। तो ये भेद है। आपने बोला नाथ, नाथ ये एक संप्रदाय का नाम है जो भारतवर्ष में हुआ था। ये अष्टांग योग का संप्रदाय, हठ योग का संप्रदाय। अष्टांग योग और हठ योग में थोड़ा भेद होता है। अष्टांग योग और हठ योग में क्या भेद होता है? अष्टांग योग में 8 अंग होते हैं, यम, नियम, हाँ, आसन, प्राणायाम, धारणा, ध्यान, समाधि, ऐसे सब उसके 8 अंग होते हैं, 8। तो अष्टांग योग होता है। पर पहले 2 उसमें होते हैं यम, नियम। यम नियम क्या होते हैं? जो रूल रेगुलेशन कहते हैं हम जिसको, ये करना है, ये नहीं करना है। तो इसमें यम नियम क्या है? सत्य बोलना है, ब्रह्मचर्य रखना है, एक ही स्थान पे रहना है। कठोर यम और नियम होते हैं। तो कुछ लोगों को लगा कि ये बहुत कठिन है, तो इसलिए हठ, जबरदस्ती से तीसरे स्टेप पे चले जाओ, बाद में यम नियम हो जाएगा। आप समझ रहे हैं? हाँ, तो तीसरा यम नियम के बाद तीसरा स्टेप क्या होता है? आसन। तो सीधा क्या शुरू कर दो? आसन। तो आजकल जो चल रहा है मार्केट में वो अष्टांग योग नहीं है, वो कौन सा योग है? हठ योग है। क्योंकि हठ का मतलब जबरदस्ती करना। तो जबरदस्ती से तीसरे पायदान पे चले जाओ, जंप मारो, फिर पहला और दूसरा पीछे से आ जाएगा। समझ रहे? यम नियम बाद में हो जाएगा, पहले सीधा आसन करो। तो इसलिए उसको कहते हैं हठ योग। वो हठ योग का आज प्रचार प्रसार बोलबाला अधिक है। और उसमें एक संप्रदाय हुआ, नाथ संप्रदाय। वो हमारे जहाँ से मैं आता हूँ महाराष्ट्र, वहाँ पे भी उसका बहुत प्रचार प्रसार हुआ। किंतु इस संप्रदाय में भगवान की कोई ऐसी, ये सब निर्विशेष संप्रदाय है, आप समझ रहे? निर्विशेष ब्रह्म को मानने वाला संप्रदाय है ये, ऐसा है। तो ये आपके प्रश्न का उत्तर है। ठीक है, धन्यवाद। हरे कृष्ण जी।
प्रभु जी, which Mahabharata edition would you recommend? English.
Which Mahabharata? The original Sanskrit. That is what I would recommend, with the commentary of Neelkanth Chaturdhar, the original commentators. Originally, you should read the Devanagari, each and every verse. Don't read a summary study of them, because summary of summary, then we lose the essential part. It should be read verse by verse.
No, even verse by verse only. Is there any English, or I have to study Sanskrit and then I have to go through
See,
that?
I will tell you about myself. I never studied Mahabharata in English. For that matter, most of my Shastra I didn't study in English. In my childhood, when I was in school, there was a Sanskrit teacher who bought a Mahabharata with Hindi translation from Gita Press. Verse by verse translation, all 1 lakh verses translated in Hindi, and our teacher used to teach us every day. So that is how we got through. First there was Ramayana for 1 year and Mahabharata in 2 years. That is how we used to study. So that is how I got to understand what is there in the Mahabharata. But I forgot so many things because there's so much in the Mahabharata. But I remembered a few stories, and from time to time, sometimes I quote from the Mahabharata those stories. But you should read verse by verse if you want to read, because there is immense, beauty in that particular literature. The practicalities of life are described so beautifully in the Mahabharata, you cannot get it anywhere else in the world. So that is, that reading that very literature will give you a sense of living in Sattva Guna, the mode of goodness. Because when you hear the words of Bhishma, Vidur, you will understand, what it is to live a life of Sattva Guna. And accordingly, your personality will get shaped. So it is highly recommended that you study the original words and then study verse by verse. If you study Hindi, you can take the edition that you don't study Hindi. Right?
I don't know Hindi.
You don't know Hindi? Which part of India are your parents?
Karnataka.
So there must be a translation. You know Kannada?
Yes.
So very nice. So then there must be a verse by verse translation in the Kannada language. You can read the Kannada script?
Yes.
Then there is no issue at all. Huh? So you go to a respectable publisher like Gita Press, get verse by verse, Sanskrit to Kannada translation, and you read the entire Mahabharata. If you are from Karnataka, this is the entire Madhva Sampradaya. And of course the Madhva Sampradaya must be having an edition of the Mahabharata with a translation. Because even in Karnataka, there is different languages. There is Kannada, there is Tulu, You know, there are various languages, but the most prominent one being Kannada.
Yes.
So you can get an edition either from the Madhva Sampradaya or you can get a Kannada translation from Gita Press. But you'll have to search on the internet which one is available easily for you. Alright? Thank you. English, if you study, there was a translation done by Kishori Mohan Ganguly.
Kishori Mohan Ganguly.
Kishori Mohan Ganguly did an English translation, and sometimes the Sanskrit terms when you translate to English, some of the cultural context is lost. So I would suggest that the closer the language is to Sanskrit, the more the cultural context will be retained. Although if you have no other choice, you can take the translation by Kishori Mohan Ganguly, and it will give you a fair enough good. It's old style English, like, you know, the style of English which Prabhupada grew up with. That style of English is there in Kishori Mohan Ganguly's edition of the Mahabharata. Alright?
And what difference will you make with the commentary done by Madhvacharya and the commentary done by Srila Prabhupada on Bhagavad Gita?
Srila Prabhupada used to say, after he translated the Gita, sometimes disciples asked him, what do you want to do? So he said, I want to write another book. He said, which book? Gita. But he already written the Gita. So, but there are so many other commentaries. You know, Bhagavad Gita, there are many as it is Gitas. Please try to understand.
Okay.
So there are many as it is Gitas. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Bhagavad Gita is also as it is.
Okay.
Sri Baldev Vidya Bhushan's Gita is also as it is.
Okay.
Srila Sridhar Swami's Bhagavad Gita is also as it is. Srila Madhvacharya's Gita is also as it is.
Okay.
So when you study Gita from various angles, you will get to know many details that you will not find in one edition.
Okay.
So you study from many angles to know various aspects of the Gita. In Maharashtra, from where I come, there was a big Sanskrit scholar, Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Many of you might have heard about him. He made an edition of the Bhagavad Gita with 11 Sanskrit commentaries.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, 11 Sanskrit commentaries. Yeah, and he was not satisfied with that. He made another Gita with 8 more. So 11 plus 8 total 19 Sanskrit commentaries. There are 2 separate editions that he made. I got a scan of it, and you can find that scan available on the internet.
Okay.
But if you want to study any edition of the Gita, make sure you take an edition which comes from a Vaishnava school like Sri Madhvacharya, Sri Ramanujacharya, Sri Sridhar Swami, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti, Sri Baldev Vidya Bhushan. And in every edition you will find some details that you will not find elsewhere.
Okay.
But if for the worship of Radha and Krishna, the Gaudiya Vaishnava editions are considered to be the best. For those who are worshipping Sri Radha Krishna, the Gaudiya Vaishnava editions by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, it is the best edition.
So it is just that the context is same. It is just viewed in a different style. It is the same.
Right. So when Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur wrote his commentary on the Gita, there was one commentary which was gaining immense popularity in Vrindavan. That commentary was the commentary by Sri Madhusudan Saraswati. It was a commentary from the Advaita lineage, and it was said that Madhusudan Saraswatya Param Vetti Saraswati Saraswatya Vetti Param Madhusudan Saraswati. Only Saraswati Devi knows what Madhusudan Saraswati knows.
Okay.
And only Madhusudan Saraswati knows what Saraswati Devi knows.
Okay.
This is what was popular in Kashi. And when he wrote his commentary on the Gita, it's a very exhaustive commentary. People in Vrindavan started reading his commentary, but that commentary was espousing the impersonal Brahman.
Okay.
So devotees requested Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, you have the capacity to write a commentary which is, from the Vaishnava point of view, and which can be much sweeter. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur wrote this commentary Sararth Varshini on the Bhagavad Gita, and after that commentary all the Vaishnavas were very happy because it matches the level of scholarship of Sri Madhusudan Saraswati's commentary, plus it has the sweetness of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So my personal recommendation is, this is the original English commentary. Besides this, if you wish to read, you should read the commentary of Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur.
Prabhuji, actually yesterday Gagan Prabhu was asking me about Madhusudan Saraswati, and I was telling him you can ask to Prabhuji, he can tell best. But today you already answered.
Yeah. My Sanskrit teacher came from his, from his school.
From his school.
Yeah. In childhood, my Sanskrit teacher was he used to study Madhusudan Saraswati. So I'm well aware of, because he has a mix of Advaita and Bhakti. He was inclined to Bhakti, and he was staying on Assi Ghat. In Varanasi, there are 80 ghats. He was staying on Assi Ghat, Madhusudan Saraswati. He was from Bengal. He wanted to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he could not meet Mahaprabhu because Mahaprabhu had left for Jagannath Puri.
Okay.
Then he went to Varanasi and he got under the tutelage of the teachers in Varanasi. He studied Advait Vedanta. But because of the influence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it had reached Kashi also. So he was deeply inclined to Krishna Bhakti. So in his commentary to Bhagavad Gita, he says, Krishnat param kimapi tattvam aham na jane. I don't know any higher truth besides Sri Krishna. But ultimately he was inclined to the impersonal Brahman and he had a lot of respect for Krishna Bhakti. But his ultimate goal was the impersonal Brahman. So there are many pastimes about Madhusudan Saraswati our teacher used to tell in childhood. I don't know if today is a time for that. Huh? There are many stories of Madhusudan Saraswati which I can tell you, but today is not, we don't have so much time. I'll tell you one short story. One day he was sitting and lecturing on the banks of Assi Ghat in Varanasi. Suddenly one naked Avdut came. He was lecturing on the Upanishads, Madhusudan Saraswati. And one naked Avdut came and asked him, just directly asked him, Madhusudan, like this. People were shocked because he is Om Vishnu Pad Sarva Tantra Swatantra Parivrajagacharya Ashtotar Shastra Sri Sri Madhusudan Saraswati Pad. That is his royal red carpet is before his name. Okay, that is Madhusudan Saraswati. And you are coming and say, oh, Madhusudan. So people are shocked and he said, yeah, what? I want to ask you two questions. So he said, what? Do you feel happy when you defeat the arguments of other people who are Vaishnavas? So he said, yeah. And do you feel unhappy when your argument is defeated by the Vaishnavas? Yes. Then how have you realized the absolute truth? Madhusudan Saraswati said, what exactly do you want? He said, I will initiate you in Krishna mantra and you will have a direct darshan of Sri Krishna on the spot. But only if you free yourself from this anartha that you have in your heart. So go take a bath in the Ganga and come. So he took a bath in the Ganga and he came out and this Avduta spoke Krishna mantra in his ears.
Mantra Diksha.
Mantra Diksha. So after he spoke the mantra, Madhusudan Saraswati said, I didn't see Krishna. So he said, take another bath. So he went for the second time and came out and he spoke the Krishna mantra again. He said, I didn't see Krishna. Then it is said that he very severely chastised Madhusudan Saraswati, said, remove all that false ego, see from the Vaishnava point of view, go take a bath, come out as a Vaishnava. So he went, took a bath and came out with a Vaishnava mindset. And he gave him the mantra thrice, and that time he had a darshan of Sri Krishna on Assi Ghat in Varanasi. So, but ultimately Advaita was prominent in his life, So, his ultimate philosophy was Advaita. Please try to understand. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada says that Sri Madhusudan Saraswati was very genius, but his ultimate philosophy was Advaita. So we have respect for him because we need such geniuses. But his ultimate philosophy is Advaita. Right? So that is what we need to know. Okay? Okay. Chalo. One last question.
Last one.
All right.
Thank you very much for the wonderful class. And maybe because when we distribute the books to people, like Bhagavad Gita especially, people often ask the question, shall I read it from the chapter first, or I'm particularly, like once I was telling like, okay, these are reading from yoga system that is explained in Bhagavad Gita, and Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate one. Then the person asking, then why should I read the first yoga which are related to Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga? I will directly go to the chapter 12. So I'm not that bachelor to really recommend, okay, where start and...
I'll try to see. I was speaking about Sri Madhusudan Saraswati. He is the first one who told that there are 3 divisions in the Gita: Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga. The first 6 chapters of the Gita are dedicated to Karma Yoga. The middle 6 chapters of Gita are dedicated to Bhakti Yoga, and the final 6 chapters of Gita are dedicated to Jnana Yoga. This realization was taken as it is by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary on the Gita. And Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur referred to Sri Madhusudan Saraswati with great respect. He said Madhusudan Saraswati Padaha, plural case, for giving respect. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur had immense respect for Sri Madhusudan Saraswati, who gave this threefold division in the Gita. From that division, I am telling you that the middle 6 chapters are pertaining to Bhakti Yoga. You can tell people in a general sense that the first 6 chapters are Karma Yoga, middle 6 chapters are Bhakti Yoga, final 6 chapters are more of Jnana Yoga, but Bhakti Yoga is in each and every chapter. Is in each and the Gita begins with surrender, because Arjuna, unless he had surrendered, Bhagwan did not begin. The Gita ends with surrender, Sarva Dharman Parityaja. In every chapter there is talk of surrender. So Bhakti Yoga is in between middle 6 chapters, but it nourishes both ends, Karma Yoga side, also Jnana Yoga side. So you can give a brief overview, but in order to appreciate Bhakti Yoga, a person should also understand what is Karma Yoga. You can't appreciate something unless you know the alternatives. So you should tell them to read from the beginning so that they also know what is Karma Yoga, what is Jnana Yoga, and then they can also appreciate what is Bhakti Yoga. So that is what can be done. Alright? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
So usually there is a step process
Yeah.
that leads to bhakti.
Yeah, yeah.
And most of us have to start with
Karma,
yoga,
yeah.
with bhakti,
Yeah.
with bhakti.
Yeah. So most people start with Karma Yoga, they appreciate Karma Yoga. Whatever you do, offer to Krishna. That is Karma Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is do what Krishna likes. This is the difference. Karma Yoga is do what is your tendency and offer to Krishna. Krishna Arpanam Astu, that is Karma Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is you do what Krishna likes. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. Right, so dear devotees, this is difference between Karma and Bhakti. So you should know Karma Yoga, then gradually you'll appreciate Jnana Yoga. Also there is some Ashtanga Yoga there, and then there is Bhakti Yoga. Right, so this is what can be said, but we should read from the beginning to the end. That is how traditionally the Gita was read. Otherwise, you will miss the verse-to-verse connection, the context, etc. Right? So that is very important.
Prabhuji, how to contact you if you have more questions?
I will discuss.
Yeah. So Prabhuji knows how to contact me, and he will.
Yes.
Yeah, he will.
Prabhu, we have a small question from Saraswati Mataji. From Mataji side. Saraswati Mataji, you have?
My question is why there are different Vaishnava schools?
Why are there so many schools of the Vaishnavas? There are so many schools of the Shaivas, there are so many schools of the Shaktis, Shakti Upasakas, there are so many schools of all branches of Indian philosophy. Munde matir bhinna. It is said. Munde. Mund mein matir bhinna. There is a different mind inside every head. So munde matir bhinna. So that is what, and not only that, in the Vedas there are thousands of sampradayas. So it is not only in Vaishnavas, because the same absolute truth is appreciated from different angles by different people. So therefore there are so many sampradayas, and so many Vaishnava sampradayas have come and have disappeared. I'll tell you one thing. Almost 2500 years ago in India, there was a person who came from Greece as a messenger of the king of Greece, and he came to India. He went to Madhya Pradesh, Vidisha, and he got initiated into Vaishnavism 2500 years ago. His name was Heliodorus, and he built a pillar there which is known as Heliodorus pillar. You can search on Google for Heliodorus pillar. 2500 years later is what it was discovered that Heliodorus was the first known Bhagavata, the first known Vaishnava in the history to have come from Europe to India. And in that pillar he has said, I offer this to Bhagavan Vasudev, this Garuda Stambh. I offer to Bhagavan Vasudev, Heliodorus, the son of, he has also mentioned the name of his father. So he was initiated into the Vaishnava Dharma 2500 years ago. So many schools were there previously, so many schools are there today, because the greater number of schools, the more variety in the understanding of the absolute truth. You can never fully understand the absolute truth. So one school cannot claim that we have the complete understanding of the absolute truth. So in order to facilitate understanding from various viewpoints, we need to have many schools of understanding. Not only that, the number of Vishnu deities are so many. There is Ram, there is Narasimha. So there should be a sampradaya centered around Bhagwan Ram. There should be a sampradaya centered around Bhagwan Vishnu. Otherwise, it will be injustice to have so many forms and then no sampradayas, established sampradayas to worship those forms. So there are so many sampradayas and all of them are glorious. So that is the reason why. We love variety. Because all masala cannot be garam masala. That is what we believe. No, only one masala. Garam masala, no other masala. that is not India. All right. If you are in India, you should understand that all masala cannot be garam masala. Right? That is the philosophy that we believe in.
Is there a difference of opinion in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's understanding? I mean, Gaudiya Vaishnavism also?
Are Prabhu, there's a difference of opinion between you and me also. So I don't know there's a quote by a famous American movie producer. He said, if two people think the same things all the time, then one of them is irrelevant. You don't need two people then, right? You need only one person. So I'm sure there are some differences of opinion between both of us, but we can sit in the same near each other and have prasadam together. That is what that is important. Right? We may have difference of opinion.
But different masala.
Different masala. You may like different masala. Alright, but we can sit together in the same row and have prasad together. That is Indian culture. Even if you have differences of opinion, always take prasad together. That is how it is meant to be. Alright. So in a single home you can't have unity. Ask the husband and wife. So one home has two different sampradayas. You know that. The husband sampradaya and the wife sampradaya. So what can you expect from? Alright, so this is what it is.
So, thank you very much, Prabhuji. Koti Koti Dhanyavad. We have no words to say anything about this. And yeah, actually, I know Prabhuji classes. Prabhuji take classes on internet, on YouTube also, and he has a channel, Hari Parshad Das channel, and there are so many lectures, classes, courses, and deep study of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and different Vedic scriptures. And anybody can refer this channel, and there's so much of content, like it's very, very wisdomful, very, very deep and real content. You can follow this channel and you can get answer of many questions of you. And secondly, I would like to say Prabhuji is so humble and so saral, like one of the quality of a Vaishnava or of a Bhakta, of a devotee. And like he has so many commitments, so many other engagements, but he never say like that don't ask the questions. He always asks the answer the questions. He never say no. So he's humble, and he has to travel to Golopadham. So we have to respect his time. And I know from Sri Siksasmuk class, like class is 1 hour and question answer are 2 hours. So so it's and Prabhuji always answer in detail all the questions. I want to say one thing actually. Before we go to the next part of the RP, there is a great Vaishnava, a very, very great Vaishnava poet from Nasik. His name is Sri Hari Suri, and he has written a very authentic commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, and this commentary is in Sanskrit, in a very, very high level of Sanskrit commentary, and that to many people, general people like me, like us who don't know Sanskrit. And Prabhuji has taken a initiative to translate his commentary to Hindi language. And this is a very, very deep translation, because in translation, a lot of things are lost normally. But since Prabhuji is using all his knowledge, because he's a great scholar in Sanskrit, also studied from his childhood. So Prabhuji himself is translating now the Srimad Bhagavatam of Hari Suriji. And first phase is completed. The first volume is already there. It is called Bhakti Rasayan. This is the first 7 chapter of the original commentary of Hari Suriji. And this is really like a lot of Krishna Leelas are there. Different Krishna Leelas, because chapter Canto 10, the Dasmaskan, 10th Canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is all about Leelas of Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Braj Leelas or in Vrindavan Leelas. And they are very, very Leela, full of rasa. So, Prabhu, can you tell little something about it? Because if I have no knowledge, if you say something, then it's a different value. I'm sorry. 1 minute. Yeah. Only something.
So there was this literature, Bhakti Rasayanam, is a very rare commentary on the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. It comes from a Vaishnava named Sri Hari Suri, who is from Nasik, Maharashtra, and he personally received an order from Bhagavan to compose this commentary. He says after 12 years of worship of Bhagavan, he received this particular order. In this book, there are many realizations which are often quoted in our society, but credit is not given to him. For example, in Damodar Leela, the milk started boiling because the milk wanted to commit suicide.
and that realization comes from this particular commentary. This commentary was spoken by my respected guru in his Bhagavatam classes very often, and I'm trying to make a small translation of this entire commentary. There are total 4,600 verses, and every verse is cryptic, has many layers of meaning hidden behind it. So the first volume, consisting of the first 7 chapters, was translated. It also has favorable reviews by various scholarly personalities like Sri Radha Govinda Swami Maharaj. It also has by various other scholars of Vrindavan like Sri Achyut Lal Bhatt. He has given a favorable review of the entire publication. And many other Vaishnavas who have put in a good word. Dear devotees, if you are interested in Srimad Bhagavatam, Sanskrit, poetry, and canto especially, so this, if you would like to consider having a copy of the book, then you can contact Omkareshwar Prabhu. All right, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
You can give your name to me, and yeah, we are already in touch, so we can organize it from India. I can make sure that you get a copy. Everybody of you can get a copy.
And there's a cover painting was specially made for this particular book. This is after he got his first darshan of Krishna, and Bhagwan told him, "I will give you all the realizations in the heart." So this is after he got his darshan, and he started composing. On many occasions, his realizations on why Krishna did something match exactly with Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, although both of them never met and did not have any communication with each other. So Bhagwan has spoken many realizations similar in his heart and in the heart of many other acharyas, a living proof that Bhagwan speaks through the hearts of the devotees. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Are you working on the English?
Yeah, the English will come out in September this year.
Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much. We will have a Gaura Aarti, or we can do that Narasimha Aarti because of time.
Yeah, we can do Narasimha Aarti.
Oh.
Gaura Aarti can do privately. And then we'll have Prashad.
We will have Narasimha Aarti now.
I have to leave. I want to reach late night. I'll take Prashadam, and then I'll be leaving.
Hare Krishna.
आप समझिए अगली बार थोड़ा अधिक
बेटा गोरा नहीं होगी नरसिम्हा आरती. So we can chant for Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. His grace, Hari Parshad Prabhu ki jai.
When you see again?
Yes. Everybody wants to see again soon. Jai.
गोरा देश में कोई एक वीक का प्रोग्राम अवश्य
जैसे जैसे समय निकलेगा हम अवश्य आएंगे.
मतलब ये अब क्लीन है ना एक्चुअली उसमें शंकर बड़ा बड़ा लंका
Darshanam Arjun Nityoy Nityoy Namami Sriram Mahavishnu Sarantam Sarvabhaumukam Narasimham Nishanam Bhadram Nityoy Nityoy Namami
भगवान की जय।
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Krishna Chaitanya Gauri Yogata Radha Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya
Go, Rango!